Welcome back to Rocket Radio. This is the Pokemon Podcast, and today we're going to be talking about Pokemon Legends ZA. We got the release date officially dropped today on a random Wednesday, and we also got news about a Pokemon Presents coming in 2 months, which is kind of insane, that far ahead. But yeah, we got a lot going on. But before we get into it, I am Zach Toshi, joined by JPR, Infamous Trainer, the Pokeraf, and special guest, Hybrid Hero.
Never thought we'd see they with all 5 of us.
All 5 of us in one call. Crazy, bro. Crazy.
We couldn't even do this back in the Champion League era.
Facts. Oh my god. Hey, remember when Hybrid said he wasn't gonna be on the pod anymore?
Shut up.
I'm gonna just leave that out there. I'm just put that out there. Chat, can you guys count like how many times Hybrid's already appeared on this pod this year, even though he wasn't supposed to be here anymore? All right.
More times than ref.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
But yeah, let's talk about Pokemon Legends EA. Kind of a drought after the announcement. Nothing really crazy. We got the release date, which is October 16th of this year. My actual birthday, which is so funny.
That is hype. Wow.
It is pretty hype. And it's so funny because obviously, you know, the whole joke. I rebranded from Lumiose Trainer Zach to Zach Toshi. 2 weeks later, we get the announcement of a Lumiose City game. And then that same game now drops on my actual birthday. I think it's so funny. I made a tweet earlier.
I'm seeing your wife like playing like a surprise birthday party that day. Like all of your closest friends and family are there, and you're like, I'm just gonna go to my room and play Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell her don't do that. I'm literally just playing Pokemon. Literally that whole weekend, which is insane. But yeah,
tell her there's no birthday plans this year. No birthday.
The plans is the game, and that's it. Yeah, I said that it's funny because obviously the rebrand was ironic, but then like, you know, it's pretty funny. Like I made a tweet saying I don't regret the rebrand because it's just so funny. It's just so funny, like the sheer coincidence of it all. But aside from that, memes aside, getting on my actual birthday is pretty hype, and it's also pretty cool because I think we were all under the same notion with Pokemon games coming out in the fall and whatnot that it would be like around the November release, holiday Thanksgiving-ish release. That's how it's always been since like ORAS, I want to say, I think, right? So to get it 1 month earlier is actually pretty cool. It's like finding money in your pocket.
Is Thursday just like the new Nintendo day? Because I didn't realize the Switch 2 comes out on Thursday next week, not Friday, and this game's coming out on a Thursday.
I think all Pokemon games are coming out on Thursday.
You kind of want to talk about that? Hate this for the work
it's
in person.
Weird. It is
sucks.
so weird because like everything on the Switch era came out in a Friday.
I don't think it's always been Thursday. That might be a Switch 2 thing, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, like this is like
when did Storyline Battle? Let's do some research. I feel like Storyline Battle came out on Thursday as well.
And I feel like in the DS era, everything was Saturday.
Yeah, it was something like
it's like we just keep shifting up a day.
It was like Saturday or Sunday, and I remember because I know it was the weekend, one of those two. Because like when the games would come out, I remember there was this local game store like down the hill from my school that would sell the games like a day or two early. So the hype with me and my friends was like, oh, we're gonna get Pokemon Platinum 2 days early, let's get it Friday after school, when the game's supposed to come out like on Sunday or something like that. But it's weird that they keep pushing it. Then I'm assuming for the Switch 3 we're gonna be getting games dropped on a Tuesday or something.
See, the reason I don't like this is, again, for the working man. Like usually, if it's set up to come out on a Friday, then you have the whole weekend ready. Now, if it's coming out on a Thursday, now you gotta work a whole Friday, and then it's just not.
Jobless people are popping off at this news.
Take 2 days off. Put those days in now, boys.
A long weekend.
That might have to be the play.
What's also fitting is that this is the same week of the year that X and Y came out in 2013, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that might be the reason why. I think that or leaks, one or the other might contribute.
No, man, if it was leaks, it'd
maybe
be
both
closer.
You think so?
Yeah,
we can't talk leaks because John is here, but
yeah, you can't talk leaks. Everyone I know is like talking about all the leak stuff, and I'm like, dude, no. They assume I know. They assume I know. They're like, oh, have you seen the stuff about the CA? And I'm like, literally no. Literally no. Like,
I will say, I will ask you this, John. I'm not gonna go into leaks, but do you care if something that was in the leaks was confirmed or not?
I think he cares about what you're talking about.
I mean, it's not a leak. It's not a leak because if
he didn't say yes.
If it is something that is already out or not.
Is it confirmed by this artwork that we have?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, then in that case, yeah.
All right, so basically, I didn't give two craps about the leaks either, because it's a lot of it's just hearsay. It's like I know this stuff, but it's like, where's the source? Where's this?
Wait,
right?
is it Emma?
It's Emma.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah,
Emma,
okay.
like Emma's actual the description of how she looks like came out like 3 or 4 days ago, and it's literally like
No, it wasn't
basically-
3 or 4 days ago.
It wasn't?
It was
The tweet
it was
that I
months
saw.
ago.
Oh, the tweet was compiling
the
it.
tweet.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay,
But,
so
like,
I didn't
that
even
was-
find out about this until like literally today. But I didn't
Did
care
I?
about leaks until I saw this. Like, oh wait, that actually came true. So okay, now I actually kind of care.
You know the leaks that everyone's been like talking about. Oh, the game's out. That like from weeks or months ago is like that the compilation is regarding that.
Gotcha. It's weird because I
So-
didn't see any of this. I just saw like the mega descriptions, but I was like, I don't care unless I see what they actually look like. Like show. I don't care about descriptions. Show me the actual mega, and then I'll believe you. But it's like I don't know.
Our whole chat is like, who is Emma? Y'all did not play the X and Y
Who's
post game.
Emma? No.
Oh no, we have
Crazy.
Or people just didn't play X and Y. I mean, those games are 12 years old. There's probably people younger than those games in our chat right now.
Their first
so.
game was like Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet.
Or let's go.
All right, so
Crazy.
for those who don't know who Emma is, Raph, break it down who Emma is. Raph doesn't even know who Emma is. You're supposed to
He
be the
doesn't even
combo
know.
stand. You're supposed to be a combo stand
why are
too,
you putting
bro.
me on the spot
Oh
like
my
that, bro?
god!
Alright,
All he knows is
wait,
Mega
Raph,
Charizard
you-
X.
Because if we
Mine-
don't,
I don't
call
wanna-
Raph out, he's gonna go silent for 2 hours.
It's Lucas' assistant, isn't it? So
adopted
You
daughter,
wanna-
basically.
wanna
That's
be
like the
go
Cliff
more.
Notes version of it.
All right.
that's the basic.
And
thing.
have you seen
Looker-
that? What is it?
Lookers-
Pokemon Generations? Pokemon Generations with Esper got kicked, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Both
go
of them.
watch
that's
Pokemon-
Emma. That's who
That's
Emma
the-
is.
Yeah,
Strong,
go watch
that's what I
Pokemon
know.
Generations if you don't know who Emma is. That's like
Yeah.
the TLDR version.
No, you'll
It's
get
like
you'll get a
Oh
little bit
my
more.
god. That
And
Esper
Emma's-
getting kicked was one of the craziest things I've seen. in
Emma's
Pokemon,
assistant
bro.
who gets like black suit Spider-Man by like a Team Flare scientist, and
Zero
yeah,
sick.
that's what happened. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, but that's definitely the biggest piece of news from this artwork. Like we have our second confirmed character from X and Y after AZ. Really cool because like if she made it onto the box art, Zygarde didn't even make it onto the box art. They cropped him out. They cropped him out on the right
That's
side.
Didn't
so
notice
funny.
the
We
Zygarde.
finally got a
Yeah.
Pokemon Z. We finally got a Zygarde game, and bro didn't even make the box art still.
Did Arceus make the box art? No, right?
No, but it's just funny
no.
because it's Zygarde. Like Arceus doesn't.
Yeah,
have
well, it's
what we needed.
also funny because they gave us this full art thing, and they were like, "Yeah, we consciously cropped him out. Like we didn't get
So
that." for
he's
Arceus.
there. He's technically there. He's just.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
Arceus got a
There,
full
but
he
art.
didn't
like
make the
that.
cut.
Yeah.
It's like Mike Wazowski with the little logo on his face in Monster Inc.
That's
you know?
true. Like if they were conscious enough to include him in the official art, like they could have that space between the ZA logo and Tepig. He could have been next to Tepig right there, and he would have been just
I think
fine. It's so funny.
I think the craziest thing about the art is the fact that they hit Chikorita's face. Like they're like, you cannot put Chikorita as the face of this game.
They're like,
So
you
they
get
just have-
Chikorita butt instead.
Yeah. But it needs
Jalil was
to be
happy about that
there.
one.
So
Jalil
what
was
do we
happy.
do?
What I find crazy
I-
is this is the second Legends title in a row that has Pikachu and Lucario in the actual box art.
Which is crazy.
Promo-
work.
Is this gonna be a
Promotion
trend?
galore.
Wait,
Maybe.
They're
Lucario's
the
in the.
mascots.
Lucario's in Legends Arceus.
Yeah, he's
box
he's
art.
on the box.
Oh
art.
yeah, next to
Is-
Akari, right? Akari.
Yeah.
Hold on, bro.
Yeah.
Is
It's a Sinnoh game, bro. Of course they're gonna put Lucario there.
Yeah.
holy.
I mean, they also,
I,
they
bro,
also
I
put
totally forgot.
Rhyhorn. They put Rhyhorn on the box art for no reason. So.
Yo, Hybrid, remember when you thought we were
Well,
gonna
I
get like a
mean-
regional Rhyhorn for Legends Arceus?
When did I think that?
You said that a long time ago because like the way the colors
Really?
look, he was a little bit bluish, and I remember you were like,
Oh yeah.
"Oh, he got a regional form, bro," and
yeah.
I was like, "No, it's just the lighting, bro."
It's
So,
just a lighting. Yeah,
Lucario
yeah.
makes sense though
Yeah.
for this box.
Yeah,
He's the
it's just,
secondary
it's just
mascot
funny that it
Legion.
happened twice in a row. That's just the funny part.
Now if
It
he's in
is
the third
cool
one,
to see that Emma made the box art though, because that really implies that she's going to be like a significant character in this game,
I
and not
think-
just
I
relegated
think-
to a post game role, which is pretty
Yeah.
neat. I like seeing new characters or characters that weren't as fleshed out in X and Y. I'll say get more of a spotlight here.
Whatever.
I think that's like the perk of Legends, right? Even look at like Ingo, right? Kind of did the same thing with him in that situation where they brought him more to life and gave him more character. So I think doing that this time around with these characters we know of from the present time and into the future, or I guess the new present, works.
What about the lore? Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing to look at in this art, Zach, are you able to zoom in at all?
Yeah.
Okay, go to like the top right where like that satellite is, the little Rotom looking thing up there.
Oh, that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can see kind of in the shadows just next to the satellite. They're barely visible, but you see Jet and Vinny kind of lurking. I mean, we talked about thinking that they were the villains.
Yeah, they're like,
there.
This game.
I need
That
Oh,
is some
wow.
villain energy right there. They are
They're
looking very
so, like,
Lysander-ish.
You could barely
I didn't
see
even
it.
notice
It's
that.
actually crazy.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see.
Wow. I didn't.
I had no idea.
Well,
It's new to
here,
me.
Yeah,
tucked
did I?
away.
There we go,
Yeah.
like right there.
Oh yeah.
They're faintly. It's so hard to
Crazy.
make out, but they're there, which is so crazy.
Yeah. So definitely some big villain energy. Maybe they're baiting everybody, but I think at this rate,
I can't
it's
imagine
safe
it
to-
I think
It's
it's
they're
safe to
evil
assume
in their
they're
own right, but I feel like
It
just
might
how we
not be
had
the main villain, maybe.
Yeah, well, like Legends, we kind of like Volo was the complete mastermind. I think there's a mastermind behind them that's like
yeah.
puppeteering things. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, wow,
the
didn't
biggest tease of all, I think on the far right, you see the sleeve with the mega ring, and you're like,
That's
oh my god,
Arvane.
who is that? And it's
It's
oh,
Sonya.
It's the rival, no?
It did look like Sonya's
It's
sleeve.
the
but yeah, it's
rival.
literally
It's
literally
the
just
rival.
Tawny. That's crazy.
No looker.
Tawny
no
or
looker.
Urbane, they have the same jacket, which
Yeah.
I was like, do they even have the mega ring in the official art? But yeah, they do. So I was like, that's not
Guys,
even
it's
new. They
it's
just have
Sonya
this.
with Mega Yamper or Mega
Oh,
Bolt.
Mega
they
Womp.
couldn't show the rival because it's like it's gender specific, so they had to like I get it. They had
Make
to
it
like just show the
ambiguous.
sleeve.
yeah,
Oh, it
Chat
can't
is
be the
asking
boy or
if
the girl.
if the satellite thing looks like a mega clay doll to you guys. I don't think so.
I
think
saw
it's just a
I saw
satellite.
Rotom in the film.
I
To
do
me,
get
it looks like
shades
a
of
Rotom.
Clay Doll, like just the color
it's like
scheme, but
color,
it's,
but shape.
it's shaped like a
of
Rotom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I also don't think they would casually just drop Mega Claydol like that on the art, but maybe
yeah.
that's just
Also,
me.
too,
We got Mega
yeah.
Steelix,
If like if
though.
there was any
Yeah.
like new face in Mega, it would be like where Lucario is, because it's just
Yo,
like
Steelix is aura farming back there. He's above the Prism Tower. He looks so cool.
That's funny. Bro, how does the building not just collapse, bro? You got a heavy like
Strong
Steelix
roofs and
just
cowls.
drops like that would be funny.
Now, there's also like 3 characters in the background who they
Yeah.
could just be regular trainer NPCs. They could be significant characters. We don't know yet. The girl on the far left kind of looks like a redesign of like the Ace Trainer class from X and Y. But I saw some people saying like, is this Irida from Legends Arceus with longer hair? Like they time skipped her, and I'm like, I don't know. That might be a bit of a stretch, but who knows? We don't know anything yet.
That is, I feel like if they are on the box art, they have to be significant in some way.
Yeah.
Because everyone else isn't an
You
important
think so?
character.
Well, keep in mind.
Because
this
I
is
don't
not
think they're on the
actually-
box art.
I
this
mean,
is
like,
not
you know, like
actual-
the official.
Oh, this is
art.
the promotional poster.
But
for
like,
it, yeah.
are Jet and Vinny in the box art as well? I don't think they
No,
are.
they're not. I'm pretty sure the only
Mm.
people in the box are the protagonists, Emma,
Emma.
and Lucario, and the starters.
yeah.
Not even squishy.
No, Noivern and all them are on the thing as well.
Oh, did they
on the art,
push
but
Noivern
not the
in?
box art. The
Noivern's
box
in
art
the
is
box
just
art.
literally
No, the box art. Okay, hold on. Let me see the box art. I
I
swear
haven't
there
pulled up.
Gardevoir's on the box
Can
art.
somebody drop
Nope.
drop the box art so I can share it?
I got you.
Yeah,
Where's
let's see
that?
what it looks like.
With that ugly red border on everything. Ew.
I was about to mention. Also, I hate the Switch 2 cases.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
really?
box
I
art.
thought
Great.
The
I
box
hate
art
them.
just has those 3 characters. It just says Emma and the 2
Yeah.
protagonists. That's it.
Oh, you're right.
I hate this box art for Switch 2. It just takes up so much real estate when that could have been slimmer, smaller. Like they just, why did they do this with the Switch 2? I mean, I get it,
And
maybe
now-
because
And now I feel
What
like
was the
every
same?
game that's gonna be on both Switch 1 and Switch 2 is just gonna have like an awkward amount of empty space at the top, so they can have that like red banner that cuts everything off.
I hate that so much.
Interesting. Do you guys think that she'll actually have a Mega Lucario, or do you
No.
think that's
No.
just
No.
marketing?
I think that's
You're
promotional.
you're
I'm-
asking about
I'm
information
going
we-
marketing as well. I'm going marketing as well. I think she probably will have a Mega, but I don't think it's gonna be Lucario.
Did she have an
It's
Ace
just to
Pokemon?
show you that look, Mega Lucario's in the game, guys.
She had Esper and Crobat. I think.
Yeah, those two only.
That's it? Okay.
Maybe she had
No.
another Pokemon that's Xerosic left for her because she
Let
takes
me-
some of Xerosic's Pokemon at the end.
Let me look up.
Wow.
I'm curious
She has
to see
Crobat
what
and
theories go.
Malamar, so yeah, she
Malamar.
takes Xerosic's 2 Pokemon.
Okay.
Interesting.
Mega
interesting.
Malamar would go kind of crazy. It would go
Would
kind
go
of crazy.
crazy. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the box art. I mean, I don't know.
I like the box art. I don't like the Switch 2 case.
Why is there a bunch
the
of
casing-
text underneath? Oh, because it talks about Switch 2
Ah,
edition.
it's just
And also,
This
this
is
is
so
our first
ugly.
confirmation that the game is happening not long after X and Y. Because with AZ,
Yep.
we knew like it's in the future, but we couldn't tell how far in the future because that man's immortal. But with Emma, she looks to be, I don't know, maybe about 10 years older. Maybe let's say 12 because it's 12 years after X and Y.
Yeah, it's
Maybe it is
probably
just 12
like,
years
you know,
after.
real
Mm.
real
like in
time,
her early 20s.
time skip.
Yeah. Which would put her
Wow.
at like 28 because I think she's 16 in the original games.
She's
So,
16 in the original games.
yeah,
Isn't
it's
she just
in
a kid?
Looker's diary. Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
Yep.
Mm.
There's too much
Well-
going on in this box art. It's just because of the Switch,
Yeah,
the Switch
I
2
don't-
border, and the text underneath saying the Switch 2 edition is different from the Nintendo Switch.
I would-
Like it just kind of.
Yeah.
Why is there a
I
QR
imagine
code? Why is there a
Would
QR
have a
code on the
different-
box
Rob
art?
opened his mouth. Let Rob talk. It's a rare. Go ahead, Rob.
Shut up, man. I was gonna say I would have thought they would have done maybe a different box art for the Switch 2 edition because it's like you guys were saying, if it looks a little bit cramped and because the Switch 2 cover is just taken up a lot of the space with that text and everything, you would have thought they might have put a different poster. I don't know if I actually like the box art, to be honest.
I think it's
I-
my least favorite box.
I
not-
like
it's
it compared
bad,
to every
but-
other Pokemon game. I'm glad the Legends series actually gives us like art and not just PNG.
No, I
of the
definitely agree
Pokemon.
on that point.
Yeah, but I do agree. Like maybe it's not the best. Like it looks a little cramped. It looks like
Yeah.
everything's a
It's
little
for
unnatural.
sure
Well, you would have
Yeah.
thought they could have maybe included Zygarde in some way. I mean, I know he's in
Yeah.
the poster, but no,
They
man.
could have made it look more raw. I think. Like I
I
like
don't
it
like
with
how
the
everything is
art.
like the five main components of five main characters of the box art are facing their back to you.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it
true.
looks-
The only
Mhm.
characters you see from the front are Pikachu, Lucario, and Emma, and they're in the background. Like they're far away
Yeah.
from the camera.
Mm.
So it feels
I
like
think
if you don't really know what's going on, if you're not like a diehard Pokemon fan, this box art's like a little hard to digest. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not good at all.
I
in my
will
opinion.
say, I think the regular Switch one is better. Like if you compare,
It is better. It is.
Yeah,
It-
yeah,
it's-
that
it's
is
not
not
so
so
busy.
much more.
Yeah.
like you just get into the scene
The
better.
framing looks better.
Like
Yeah.
like compare this to like
the logos.
all this
Yeah, the logo's taking up
text
the whole
and then
banner
all
at
the
the top.
space that takes up on the
Mm.
top.
Why
and
did-
Nintendo
why they have
Switch
to
2
put the-
edition, like it's
Yeah,
too
why do they
much.
have
Jaleel,
to
I
put
see
the red
what you're
banner
saying.
at the top
Jaleel,
and then also Nintendo Switch 2 edition? The red banner at the top, it should
They're
just say
copying.
that.
It's
They're
enough.
copying the cartridge. They're copying what the cartridge looks like, right? Because the cartridge now has like a thin strip at the top. That's
And
like
it's
red
got like
and
all that
everything.
text at the bottom too, like where it's like
It's
oh,
like
yeah.
a
Nintendo Switch
cramped
game.
sandwich, bro.
And
I
the, and the
hate this so
QR
much.
code, like why is there a QR code on the box art?
Where?
Like,
Oh
I-
my jeez.
You already got the game. Like
Scan it,
what
scan it,
what
get
more do you
nothing.
need?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this one better. This is just like I'm just more.
No, it
immersed
does
into
look
this.
better.
It's
Simple.
clean. It's
It's just-
clean.
yeah.
Even if it was like a smaller strip, like something like this, I'm gonna just like send an image over. Just like a smaller strip. I just think the top is, if you want to keep all that other crap, I guess you can, but like just a smaller strip. It does not need to be that big, or like even an option where it's like just shaped
Which-
differently with the red in the corner.
They should have put that stuff on the back.
I guess people could also
Facts.
say that in the Legends Arceus box art, everybody except for Pikachu is literally facing away from the camera. But I think it's fitting because they're facing towards Mount Coronet. There's like a nice central thing to kind of focus on. I mean, you sort of have that with the Prism Tower,
is
but like they're
better.
not focused on the Prism Tower. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, like either the logo or just like a thinner version of the Nintendo Switch logo. Like, that's that thick block is just not
Yeah.
hitting, bro.
There's still a
Yeah.
wall of text underneath to specify there's a Nintendo Switch 2 version, bro,
annoying.
which is
Every single game,
Oh.
bro, is just have a thick block of text.
Wow.
oh man.
But yeah,
Maybe they're doing this intentionally to push away physical releases. You know, that people be like.
I think
so
they
against
are.
it,
I think
but-
they're literally trying. I mean, it's not just Pokemon and Game Freak and
This is
Nintendo.
every media in
everybody's trying to get rid of physical releases. Hybrid. I'm trying to find Expedition 33, which you were right. That game is gas, by the way. Trying to find that game physically was a nightmare. Like every single person I went to was like, "Yeah, bro. As soon as we get a copy, it just leaves immediately." And everyone was like,
telling
"You
you
guys are
guys.
fine digitally."
I'm telling everybody here that game is top 5, bro. I think it's top 1 at this rate, but it's top 5.
For once, Hybrid Hero did not lead me astray. The game is a pretty.
What do you mean for once? I didn't leave you astray with the Beaver Tails either.
Okay, true. Twice you did not
Oh
lead me
my
astray.
god, I will never get credit from this bed. Yeah, but no, man. I can't even get into Pokemon that much because of Expedition 33. It sucks to say, but it's like I'm not even hyped for this because like
This is what you
I
choose to
just
say
it's,
when you come back on the pod, bro. Damn.
That's crazy.
listen, bro,
You're gonna get canceled.
listen.
Bro said
Ah,
Pokemon.
that's
like-
awesome shit.
Expedition
It,
33.
it's like what John says, right? You play another game outside of Pokemon, and then you come back and you're like,
Yeah, but you're gonna have 5 months to digest Expedition 33, and then you'll be in a Pokemon mood when October rolls around.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
And,
We'll
the-
see.
and then they'll drop Black and White remakes, and then you'll be like back into the full.
Let's not
Pokemon
talk
mode.
about Black and White. remake.
Actually, hybrid. You can't talk about Expedition 33 because our audience doesn't like when we say that we like other games that aren't Pokemon games.
Oh
That was
yeah,
all talk
we're
about.
Really?
Pokemon focused only.
Oh yeah, but that was the
Someone in
whole
the
topic.
comments will be like timestamp when they stop talking about Expedition 33.
It's Pokemon
Oh,
or nothing, bro.
One thing though about Legends, I'm not sure if you guys knew, but they just did a little update on the website. I noticed when I went to take a peek at it. So yeah, just like new graphics and a couple new things.
Mhm.
And I think someone had mentioned it
Oh, yeah.
says like see new Pokemon come or new Pokemon are coming or something like that. But they did like
That's
a little bit of an update
bogus.
to the website. So
Oh, that Gyarados render.
Is anybody else surprised that like the game is less than 5 months away and we still haven't seen a single new Mega yet?
They're saving them for
Yeah.
July.
they just
Yeah.
I assume that they're trying to like
Maybe.
save it and then just back to back.
They're
just
gonna
never
reveal
release it.
everything.
Or maybe
then,
the
correct?
like you said in the presents, yeah.
I will say there hasn't been
Yeah.
much that's been revealed, and it's weird that like they announced the presents 2 months in advance. Usually you get it like 2
Which is
days
also
before.
weird. Yeah.
Like
You
for a
should
second,
like, make plans for Monday.
yeah, I thought it was like a typo for a second. I was like, do you mean June? Because like June is next week. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
July is end of July is 2 months, which is crazy. But then when you think about it, the game comes out in October. That means, I guess 2 months after that, we would have the game. It's kind of crazy the timeline of how things are moving right now.
I wonder
Probably
if their
parents don't
marketing
have
is.
Or three.
Go ahead.
2.5.
I was gonna say they're probably gonna market the other like what's that other game that we're looking forward to, Champions and stuff, in preparation
Ooh,
maybe
maybe.
for that.
They're probably
Forgot
gonna
about
talk about it in
Champions.
Worlds.
Yeah.
That would probably be
I
a better
was-
setting for it.
I was thinking that the marketing for ZA is probably so like bad because unlike other games, they don't have much to show off here because like a new generation, okay, you can show off new Pokemon, but if ZA is just megas, all right, how many megas can you show off? And in terms of like Legends Arceus, it was like a whole new system and all this jazz, whatever.
Yeah, but he was
so
still
it's
able
new.
to kind of reveal his Suigan forms like at a decent pace, I thought.
Yeah, but I think
Trailers
Heathen
do
forms
we
are
have?
different from megas, and like I
Are
also
they?
feel like I don't know. I feel
Just
a
a new element, maybe something new. So
Yeah.
because
We're
because
probably-
like okay, a Hisuian form you would find in the wild. A mega, it's like a character has to use it. So you're like revealing that aspect of like that story or that game as you know what I'm saying?
I guess there's more attached to a Mega
Mm.
besides just find this
Yeah.
Pokemon in the wild.
because it being a gimmick
Yeah.
as well, that's
Yeah.
prominent. in the
Shout out
game.
to
We got
Ron in
our-
the
our
chat
boy-
saying, didn't they
our
also?
boy Ron.
He said, didn't they also not reveal megas until around July? Yeah, it's true. It came out in the summer. It was either July or August,
That is-
around there.
That is true, but like Hybrid was saying, as a new generation, they had a lot more stuff to reveal beforehand too.
Yeah, there was
So-
new Pokemon on top of the megas, the new region. It's like, I get where you're coming from because it's like the truly big marketable stuff are the new megas. You know, once you go through the megas, you can show off new characters, but it's not gonna do numbers like a
it's
new
not gonna hit
Pokemon
the
or a new
same.
mega. So I feel like they're being
It'd be
very
kinda
selective about it.
Imagine how crazy it would be if they just didn't reveal any new Megas before the launch of the game.
That'd be
and,
pretty
you just
wild.
buy them all on your own.
They just reveal Zygarde and that's it. Like just the Zygarde forms, not even the supposed.
They're like, guys, Zygarde has a 10% form now. Did you know that?
no way.
Legends
10% is a
Arceus
thing.
also had Legends Arceus also had BDSP to fall back on in terms of marketing because like there was that was happening in parallel, and then
Yeah.
Legends Arceus also had all of Hisui to show off, which I don't know how much they can show off in terms of
This is
Lumiose.
fueling my conspiracy theory that like this game is like some sort of grandiose return for Megas like going forward. Because like otherwise, why did this game happen after Arceus? Because obviously Arceus had to correlate with the Gen 4 remakes and all that. It was their time to shine. But jumping to Kalos feels so random and out there. I'm like, there has to be a greater purpose for this.
Yeah.
And I think it's because they're wanting to continue Megas into Champions, maybe into Gen 10 and future games.
Also, when you look at like the box art, what is the main thing? Like we said, the things that you see like front and center is Lucario. You see the front, the starters, you get the back, the characters in the back. So obviously the focal point is obviously Prism Tower in the back to let you know you're in Lumio City, but also Mega Lucario, not like some other like new Mega or something like that. It really feels like this is just, and that's been their big selling point so far, that Mega Evolutions are back. Literally, Pokemon Twitter account made a tweet today saying Megas are so back. That's like the biggest draw about this game.
Yeah. And I think really they don't have to say much else. I mean, the game kind of sells itself on just being a Legends game, which people liked already, and having Megas, which people also like. So maybe that's why the marketing has been like a little less than usual, because they're like, hey, we already got everybody with this one.
Yeah,
true.
Switching it up a bit.
And also when you think about it, like Megas hasn't really been relevant since like Gen 7. Since Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, they were the last time they were really incorporated in a main series game. So we've had almost two whole generations of Pokemon games without Megas. Like all those new Pokemon fans who came in Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet, who haven't actually played with Megas, this is their time to finally experience that. So like I think this is the smart play.
And I go back to like, how many more gimmicks can they realistically make? Like after Terra, I'm like, you know, that was the last really obvious one, was like a type changing gimmick. And now it's like, what do? I think they have to kind of fall back on the gimmicks that they already have. And
Terra's the top tier, bro.
Make Pokemon small. That's the next gimmick. They sure
Mini Max, bro.
Their evolution just goes
Mini Max.
Mini Max ever, bro.
I'm gonna do some fusion shit.
Your Pokemon gets 1 HP, but it has +6 evasion at all times. It's like the ultimate gambler's gimmick. See, people say fusion. I don't know. I don't think fusion.
I'm just thinking of that.
Fusion just sounds like so much
Manga
work, bro. I feel like you think of fusion and how many Pokemon there is, bro. This game would never come out. That game would never drop.
It's either going to be 20 Gen 1 Pokemon that fuse together, or it's going to be like AI generated crap that all fuses together. Like it's not going to be good.
It's going to be the handful of Gen 1 Pokemon that can only fuse, and then like Lucario and like Greninja.
Lucario can fuse with Charizard. Let's go.
That's it. It's just like I don't think. Like I said, video way back. I think it's a lot of work. I don't think it's going to happen. At least not yet.
I had a video way back when talking about like micro Pokemon being the next gimmick, like similar to Pokerus. But honestly, it's such an ass gimmick to have. I would never want such a thing.
Well, I guess to wrap up our ZA news segment, what role do you guys think Emma is going to have in the game? Obviously, she's going to be prominent. Okay, Hybrid, you can't talk. Game. You can't talk. Damn. You know the entire game already.
No, I don't.
I think she'll be.
But Zach knows everything I know because we read the same thing.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
the 3 of us who don't know.
I think she'll probably be in maybe some relevance in the battle royale thing or whatever that.
Yeah, I would think so. Like maybe like top trainer, like the Nimona of this game or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty dope.
You battle her a few times around the city, but then she's also like maybe a final boss in the royale. That'd be cool.
She does look super cool.
I will say I find it very cool, but also interesting that like the focal point of the box art is at night with the ZA Royale. So like clearly that's a big part of the game. So I'm just curious to see like what is the story with that. Obviously you're gonna do battles, but it's gotta be more than just battles. Yeah. Like I'm curious, like what does this have to do with Zygarde? What does this have to do with like the climax of the game aside from just becoming the strongest trainer in Lumio City? Like I'm more curious about the story.
There's got to be some sort of tie together with like you ranking up, battling with Mega Evolution Energy. Maybe Jet and Vinny are harnessing that, and they're trying to like I don't know, like overthrow Zygarde. I have no idea what their plan's gonna be, but you know, something along those lines.
They're turning Lumio City into a giant transmutation circle.
Whoa, that'd be cool.
Crazy.
Using infinity energy.